Good morning, Clayton. It's Roger Glenn coming to you again with the May 2022 edition of Mike Up the Mayor, and continuing our tradition, I suppose, that we started last month. We're happy to have Patrick Vines, who's the new finance director of the city, with us today. And so, Patrick, thank you for being with us. We're going to introduce you to the community and vice versa, at least in your new role as the finance director for the City of Clayton.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I came here, started, the second week of April.
Yes.
Originally came from Montgomery, Alabama. I spent pretty much my entire working career with the City of Montgomery's finance department. We had a new opportunity that came up out here, and the City of Clayton was looking for a new finance director, and that was, in line with my, career. So took a leap of faith and applied, and Kurt graciously offered me a job here.
How about that? Well, welcome to Clayton, Raven County, North Georgia, all those things.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Kurt, what was it about Patrick that you thought would be a good fit for Clayton?
Well, we were in desperate need of somebody that knew what they were doing, and we had a big mess to clean up and work out, and we had someone here and still do part-time from Georgia Municipal Association, which when you lose someone, they'll help you out and give you a temporary person. Well, that temporary person has been here for several months. And we really needed to find somebody and get them in the position and finish cleaning up past things and get things in order and be prepared to move forward with several large projects that we're coming into, as well as possibly, the water and sewer consolidation and all that. But we need to know where our finances are and what we're making, what we're losing, what's going on, before we can negotiate anything for a future change of structure. So we're, I think, well on our way of getting a true balanced budget and know where we are and what we've got and what we can use money for in different accounts. I think there's 17, 18 different accounts.
There is a lot of
law
accounts.
Requires different accounts for different monies and different things, and so it's not the normal home checkbook. It's a whole lot of checkbooks.
Yeah.
And then each one of those requires different types of accounting or different types of reportings, and to state, to federal, to everything. So very complicated.
Yeah, pretty complicated accounting and bookkeeping.
we wanted somebody that could fit into the overall structure and build a team that's not difficult to be around. So finding an accountant with a good sense of humor, that's good. We need to. Sometimes you gotta laugh about things to get by the day, and we're real excited about Patrick coming on with us, and we're excited about moving forward in the future, and hopefully as Patrick gets settled in, as Trudy gets settled in, then I don't have to be here near as much making decisions day to day, which has been pretty intense for the first 4 months of the year.
Yeah, try to focus on more strategic things. Patrick, what are your first impressions? And we need at some point to see an exhibit of this sense of humor that Mr. Mayor talks about.
My first impressions were, there was a lot more going on in a small city than I was actually aware of. I came from a very large government where everybody had their part of the puzzle. Mm-hmm. Coming into the City of Clayton, I'm the person. I'm part of every piece of the puzzle, and working with the mayor and Trudy and the other department heads over the past couple months, they have a very good base, and they're very dedicated to what they're trying to accomplish here. You know, and one of the first things that Kurt asked me when I was interviewing was he wanted to have transparency on the city's finances. And that's what we're trying to accomplish over this next couple of months, redoing the chart of accounts, allowing both the mayor and the public to see where their tax dollars are going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I have heard you mention transparency a time or two as a theme or a tenet. But so, yeah, great. What are your thoughts about the community?
Absolutely love it. You know, Alabama's probably about 20 degrees hotter today. I think it's touching about 100 degrees today. So this is a welcome reprieve, you know, spending my summers here. You know, I really enjoy being in the outdoors, which was largely inaccessible where I was living. So being up here where there's trails, you know, on multiple spots down a single road, you know, camping, hiking, fishing, rafting, it's an outdoorsman's paradise up here.
Yeah, so after you work about 80 hours a week for your first few months, you'll be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, I might be able to enjoy one of these days.
Maybe by the time the leaves are falling.
Yeah.
Well, no, again, thank you, and again, welcome to the team, so to speak. But Mayor Cannon, also, I know we were talking a little bit about just all of the exciting things that are sort of going on in Clayton, the downtown area, and the broader, you know, municipality with some of the businesses. Can you spend just a minute or two talking about some of the businesses that are relocating, opening, expanding?
Yeah, so another thing, this has always been something important to me. I would walk through downtown and look at, okay, what's empty, you know, who could I find to bring here and get in that building? I did that way before I ever ran for mayor. So now I'm doing it with intensity, you know, like, you know, what's out there, what's available, how is our businesses in Clayton working, and, you know, obviously if they're all thriving, working good, there's tax dollars that are coming in that we can use for, you know, in the city. So being very aggressive in that now, you know, what's out there. We had the rumor has it building that was empty, and my wife and I will give her more credit for that. I made a hint of it, and she jumped all over them, you know, heavy. We went up to dinner in Dillard one night and said, hey, we need to talk to y'all. We need y'all down in Clayton. And they are here, opening today's the first day. Went to their little private opening last night. It was really good, and they're excited, and it's another good addition.
Yeah.
Looking at that, and then the Spotted Pig's coming right next door. It's already a proven restaurant from South Carolina that's doing well over there, and so they're coming here as well. They're right next door. You know, Jack just got the top 10 restaurants in Georgia recognition. We're going to have the restaurant row. So instead of just coming up for one restaurant, come stay the weekend and enjoy all the different foods that we have. The Hush will be a more Cuban cuisine type place and a little different feel.
Yeah.
Phenomenal food. They've proven themselves well in Dillard and do really well up there, and they're going to maintain both places. We've also got of these mountains, Ken Ramsey's opened his store, and he just had his event this past weekend over here at the Pavilions, and we really want to see events like that grow. We have another event, a Scottish event. So we'll be throwing some poles and axes and all that good stuff in the fall. They came to the meeting last night asking for parking space over here, and I actually told Ken, y'all need to park over here and leave more spaces over there at the courthouse open for patrons.
Yeah.
So we, as a city, want to work with the county, with everyone, and make sure that our events grow bigger and bigger and better and better. So we want to encourage that, however we can do that. Savannah Street Antiques just opened up right beside of these mountains on that same Savannah Street there. And we're excited to have them here as well. The Kelly should be open. She wants to be open by Memorial Day. Hopefully she can do that there at the Treehouse. That's going to be a really great addition. And of course, somebody's moving into, and I shouldn't have that name on my list, into her old building, and they'll have more products there as well. That's another good addition to downtown. The hotel's coming. They're hopefully going to be starting up next month and renovation, so there's going to be lots of noise on Main Street. Getting ready for that, but hopefully it's a good sound since it's progress moving forward. And of course, the Clayton Cafe Market got back up and they're running full blast and seem to be doing really, really well there. We're glad for Bonnie in that, and hopefully that continues to move forward. And I know there's some other real estate folks moving into downtown. Also the fly fishing store that I didn't think of, the Falls on there in town, that's opened up a really beautiful inside of the store, and they're doing the mom and dad do trips for all over the United States, and the son does fly fishing right here in Raven County, and you can buy a lot of accessories in there as well. So that's another good addition to downtown.
Yeah.
So lots of good things coming. I think there'll be even more, and I want to encourage people, if you know of somebody or know of an empty spot, somebody to fill it, give me their name. I'll go drag them up here and get them moved in.
A little bit of ground level economic development for Clayton.
That's what Trita did where she was at. So we got people now that know how to bring people in and merge them into the network and help them. Our CMBA is trying to do more and more as well, and I was at their meeting this past week, and hopefully they are starting to kind of see the growth. I know they are, and that they're embracing it and encouraging it, and also encouraging their staff and themselves to park elsewhere so that the patrons can use the parking spot in front of their business and bring that money in.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, talking about the Clayton Merchants and Business Association. And I think the meeting was this past Monday, if I've got my days or weeks correct, a week ago Monday. But you were talking about, the value of parking for our visitors and our customers, not necessarily the staff and those things. And so maybe you could talk just a minute. I know one time previously you had mentioned sort of the difference between having a parking problem or a walking problem.
Yeah, and we're dealing with that with some other businesses now too. From odds, because things are going around, and now they're losing some of the spots they had. Of course, I do know if you've got a good product, people will get there if they have to walk even a long ways. And they're in thinking of that and trying to be cooperative from the city point of view and trying to help every business owner. I also have to think about what everybody else has, and really almost no downtown restaurants have a parking. They don't have any parking.
Right.
So you get what you get, and then you walk to get there. And I've said from the beginning, Clayton does not have a parking problem. They had a walking problem. Mm-hmm. Every city I go to, I walk a long ways to get to where I want to go. Yeah. And that's just part of the process of a small town. And we don't have big parking garages situated right in the middle of downtown, so there's nowhere to go, and you just make do, and you walk a little ways to get there. Sometimes I try to save spots in town and walk, the half, 3/4 mile from my house to town, to eat dinner and walk back home. And people will walk. If you've got a good product, they'll figure out a way to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's restaurants that have 0 parking spots, but they're full. You know, people will come, they'll find a place and find a way, and they'll find somewhere to park and they'll get there.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're glad we're having that problem.
Last thing I'll ask you about, and I'll let you gentlemen get back to the work of managing the city's finances and operations and all of those hats that you're wearing now, Mr. Mayor. But what about Memorial Day? Anything in particular you want to say about Memorial Day and some of the upcoming activities, some of which are the counties, of course, but
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't even know what all's going on. I know there's always a lot of different activities. It's for Raven County, the Memorial Weekend was always the beginning of everything for Raven County, because all the lake folks would be here on Memorial Day, and they would be here through at least Labor Day. So Memorial Day was always a huge day in Raven County. And in fact, we turned down a particular activity that wanted to set up in Clayton for Memorial Day. It's just, we don't need any other traffic. We've already got more than we can handle for that weekend. So it's one of those things up here that just fills up without an activity. It's one of those weekends where you'll have to wait a few minutes at the red light. There might be a little traffic.
well, little patience to your point as it relates to finding a parking spot and maybe parking a little bit further away when you know where you can park.
And we want to continue to encourage that be nice or leave mentality for Clayton, and that's my motto of Clayton. And wave with your whole hand and tap twice on the horn. Don't hold down on it, and wave at people. Be nice.
Yes.
Stop and open the door for somebody at a business in town, and practice being nice. That's why people come here.
Acts of kindness.
Let's continue that.
I agree. Be nice.
Or leave.
It's pretty simple. I like it. It's genius. Well, Patrick, welcome again.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, thanks for this month. And I always say goodbye to the audience, but we will be back with you in June for the next Mic Up the Mayor. So we'll see you next time. Yeah, see you next time, Clayton.